We want to welcome you into the Women's Sports Report presented by Fordham Lee Distillery in Middletown, Maryland, and Bet Online. And tonight we are honored to have Norah Flatley from the Arkansas Gymnastics team, All-American at UCLA from Des Moines, Iowa, now via Fayetteville, Arkansas. So thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be on, and it's just such an honor. So thank you.
Oh, anytime. So, usually we see, you got the graduate transfers and then people who maybe go to a school 1 year, 2 years and just not the right fit for them and they go elsewhere. Just talk about your journey, all 4 years at UC, and now you get to be a part of the Arkansas Razorbacks. First of all, what intrigued you by them, and then what decision on coming here?
Yeah, so like you said, I did all 4 years of my undergrad at UCLA. I got a degree in political science, had a great career there, met so many amazing people, and had just such a great undergrad experience. But after all was said and done, and I completed all of my goals I had set for myself as a Bruin, and graduating from one of the top universities in the nation, which was one of my biggest goals. I felt like I had more to give to the sport, and I also felt like I had more to give to school. I was really motivated to get my graduate degree, which is why I set my eyes on the transfer portal and looking for a new school and new experiences. And being someone who loves change and loves adventure, I just knew I was ready to switch it up and try something new.
Talking about, you didn't feel like you're done with the college aspect. A lot of people don't realize when it comes to the gymnastics world or a lot of these sports outside of football, basketball, there's not a pro circuit. There's not other than the Olympics. So, now this portal thing is opened up and giving athletes a chance to further their education, but yet go to another school and continue on. What has that done for you for those who strive to become Olympians?
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, entering the transfer portal was one of the best decisions I've made for my gymnastics career, just because it gave me a whole new opportunity to have a different perspective, to be in a different conference, to meet a whole new set of girls and be in a new team atmosphere that I feel like a lot of people maybe don't have their mind open to that. And they're so set on, sticking with their school, and which is what I did obviously for 4 years. But I think it's so great to have a new experience, especially while we're so young, to be able to have those experiences of trying new things and meeting so many new people.
Of course, I mean, 3-time All-American, you come to Arkansas and almost hit like a reset button.
Yeah.
How did it take you to kind of, fit in, not fit in per se, but really get adjusted to the new school and really kind of, be a leader, but yet work on your craft at the same time of doing the best you can to become a better gymnast?
Yeah, I mean, one of my biggest goals coming in was to make sure that the girls were comfortable with me being here and they knew I had good intentions. So I came in just telling them, I'm here to be wherever I'm needed. I'm not here to expecting I'm going to be an all-around every weekend. I'm not here expecting I'm going to be at the top of the podium every weekend. I'm here to help you guys, help myself, and just be here for the most positive way I can.
And I'd asked Jordan this when we had talked in the preseason outlook of this season, and I'd asked her about, like, Was there a lot of pressure because, you know, three-time All-American from a great program like UCLA, you come to Arkansas where, I mean, we haven't had Americans in the all-around success like UCLA. So did you feel some kind of pressure of these expectations? And how did you adjust that mentally of that,
Yeah.
keeping that focus?
You know, I really didn't have any extra pressure expectations. One of the first things that Jordan told me when I did enter the transfer portal and she was recruiting me to come here, she told me, you can do one event, 4 events, no events, but you just being who you are on this team is what matters to me. And you being yourself every single day is what's important and what's valued here. So hearing that and knowing, you know, she's not expecting me to win an NCAA title or, you know, be 3 more time All-American. She just is expecting me to be who I am, and that's enough for her and that's enough for the team. And that just like took weight off my shoulders that like, wow, she just cares about who I am as a person and how I'm doing mentally and physically.
And y'all have really kicked it off. I mean, of course, I mean, congratulations on the big upset of LSU. And really want to ask you about the environment because this is the thing that a lot of people, me looking forward to, we looked ahead to the Bud Walton meet and we're thinking, okay, that's when the biggest crowd's going to be here. How did the weather and everything play out and all the students? And then when they announce that it's an all-time record at 7,400, I mean, what was the excitement going into that meet against LSU?
Oh my gosh. I mean, everyone was just so excited to compete. We are very much like in our little bubble and in our team zone, and we were having a lot of fun right from the jump of the warm-up. Everyone was just loose and dancing, and that's when I knew it was going to be a great day because we were all just like feeling the energy but not overwhelmed by it. We were feeding off of it, but also sticking together as a team and not getting too distracted. So I think that was our biggest help this weekend, is just doing us, nothing more, nothing less, and staying normal.
And question I've asked her, you know, athlete and you being at the top of the collegiate level, how compartmentalize this crowd, the energy, but yet you have to be so technical. There's no mental lapses in what you do because it can mean a tenth of a point, a half of a point. So how hard is that to really, okay, focus and do your event, but yet feed off the energy at the same time?
Yeah, I think that's different for everybody. I know me, I've spent years trying to master the craft of perfecting what I need to do before my routine so that I can hit it the same every single time to be as consistent as I need to be. And, you know, like I said, that looks different for everybody. But for me, I feed into the crowd. I have fun with the girls. But once I'm about 3 or 4 girls, there's 3 or 4 girls ahead of me and, you know, it's getting closer to my turn to go, I pull myself back into a quiet little corner or I sit down on a chair where I can really just visualize and focus on me. And I kind of isolate myself a little bit just so I can block everything out and have a really clear mind before I go.
And, you know, of course, you know, feeding into that energy and when you do something and it almost excites you and it makes you better and competing in a sport like gymnastics where, yes, you want to win the team event, but this is like the golf or tennis or track where you have to be the best you in order to win and not necessarily if you don't win the whole meet as a team, but individually you can meet. So how does that help you? Not only you could sit there and cheer on your other competitors and your teammates, knowing that it's up to you to make you better.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to think about like the individual titles too much because at this point in my career, it's, I don't know, it's just not really what matters to me anymore. It's the experience with the younger ones and the freshmen and just the team in a whole. The whole team experience is what I'm about, and whatever I can give to contribute to a positive team experience, that's what I value most. But obviously, you know, winning an individual event title doesn't hurt. It's just not what I'm all about anymore.
And so, you know, talking about this year's team, I mean, one of the freshmen that first in-state kid since 2012, you know, and actually just was named today. So how is it exciting is that you get to kind of be that mentor, this girl who Coach Weaver said at the first, like, what we're just going to be able to put them out there and see what they can do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know y'all might have seen her talent, her expectations, but for us on the outside, we didn't expect it. So it's been a pleasant surprise to see her be successful this early.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so special to see. I mean, to see everybody thrive and flourish here. But Lauren, um, from preseason, she just works so hard and she was so motivated. And she goes out and she competes like a veteran. Like you really can't tell she's a freshman, which is exceptional. Obviously, she's gonna have an amazing next 4 years here at the U of A, and I can't wait to see her like just shine.
What was the biggest thing that was different? Because and I don't know too much about UCLA and your program there, like with the crowd and the fan base and stuff. What was the biggest right away about Fayetteville, the fan base, and then coming into these meets where some might not get, but now we're getting 6, 7, and then LSU just broke the 15,000 mark. So
Yeah.
what was it like? And now you hungrier to make sure that we fill up Bud Walton Arena on Friday to try to beat that LSU mark.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been so fun being a Razorback athlete. Like I've absolutely loved the experience of being an athlete in the SEC. We get so much support, not only by the athletic department here, but also our fans are incredible. Getting a huge crowd on last Friday was like amazing. Seeing the arena sell out and how excited people were about gymnastics is exactly what the sport needs. And I just love to see it grow and love to see people learn about the sport, get excited about it, and tell their friends about it so that it just keeps growing.
Another thing, you've come at the perfect time. All the women's sports at Arkansas, the track, the gymnastics, volleyball, softball, soccer. What's the buzz like on campus that you get to share this success with so many other athletes and so many other female athletes that they get to say, hey, I'm an SEC champion, or we won this event, and so how fun has that been, getting to share your success with other female athletes on campus?
Yeah, I mean, it's so special to finally see female athletes get the attention that they deserved, and that's been lacking from their sports for so long. So it's absolutely amazing to see that, women's basketball is popping off, and golf and track and field here is absolutely incredible. So I just love, to be around it all. It keeps me motivated. It keeps, me hungry just to keep pushing my team and see what else we can achieve this year.
And another thing that, has, and that's the NIA portal. We talked a little bit about the portal earlier, but what has it meant seeing gymnasts in these athletes who might not get to go through their college experience and go pro? They don't have the luxury. So what is it like, this game changer, that now y'all are able to make your and feel worthy of going out there and performing, knowing that you're being appreciated just like the other athletes are?
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, like we're being appreciated now. Like the world is seeing how amazing of a sport gymnastics is. And we get to reap the benefit of our years of hard work. I started this sport when I was 2, and I haven't been able to make money off of it since last year. So it's such a reward, and not only that, we've spent so many years in the gym that we haven't gotten any other experiences. So getting experience to talk to these companies, to negotiate deals, is brand new to all of us. And it's such a learning experience, but I think it's what we need for the next step of our life outside of gymnastics, whether we want to get to the business world or whatever workforce we want to get into. I think it's amazing that we get that exposure.
You just said something that really stuck out: negotiate. You're not going into this, and this is very important that you said that. And this is something that I'm going to tangent here, that not only do you get something off your name, image, and likeness, it's not here's your money. Okay. You said negotiate, like you have a right, you have the power to sit there and know your worth. And that was so powerful, to be able to, well, here, take this $500 and you should be grateful. You get to go and negotiate with businesses. So again, I mean, I've never heard that any athlete, coach, anybody say those words, negotiate. until you did. So, I mean, thank you for bringing that up, because it's very important for people to hear. Not only are you getting this extra in this salary or money or whatever everybody wants to call it, but you're actually getting to go into the boardrooms and these pitch your name to these companies and negotiate of what you feel like you're worthy about.
Oh yeah, and that's honestly been one of my favorite parts of NIL. You know, the money's great, but the learning experience I've gotten behind the scenes, learning how to read contracts, learning how much I'm worth and how much my time and energy is worth with these brands, and how to, you know, stick up for myself if I feel like I'm not getting paid what I should be. Negotiating that and learning how to kind of navigate everything has been super rewarding. And I want to get into the business world in some aspect after gymnastics. So this has been a perfect opportunity for me to learn about the business world and how things work.
And you touched on something, you know, money aside, you know, how much do you think that is that anybody that dealing with NIL learn how to read contracts? They don't get taking advantage, not necessarily lowballed or whatever you want to call it when it comes to the money, but really looking at the fine details, because you're teenagers, you're in your early 20s, and you see money that in figures that in commas you've never seen before, you know, so you see all this money, this what could be, but when you look at the fine print, it kind of really you to be careful who, you know, what you're signing right off the bat, and really teach you how to invest and save that money once you do have it.
Exactly. And I've been so blessed to have great representation from a company called Players Collective, and they've helped me tremendously, and they just mentor me with what to look out for in contracts to make sure I'm not getting stuck in any sticky deals, or you know, I'm not getting screwed over or lowballed or anything like that. So I've learned so much from them, and I think it's really important for all athletes, you know, if you don't have an agency, at least have someone that's looking at your contract so that you're not getting in any unfortunate circumstances.
And we've in the years I've covered the women's programs here at Arkansas, we've came along with leaps and bounds from when I started doing this, but there's always more. And I always like to ask the athletes and coaches, and when the first time really speaking with them is, you know, what more can we be doing to raise the awareness about the NIL stuff, the negotiations, and your worth, and so what more can we be doing to really help y'all out and bring in more awareness to the teams, the programs, and just the female athletes all over the country?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is showing up at our meets, showing up at the games, give the support that we deserve. You know, we've all worked so hard, that just show up at our games and our meets. And that's like the biggest thing. We love feeling the excitement of you guys in the crowds. So I think that's one of the biggest thing. Obviously, post on social media whenever you do come. Encourage your friends to go to the meets and the games and the matches, and yeah, just have a great time.
And again, we'll wrap it up with this, you know, big meet coming up, one of two. We had one this year, we had two. So what's it been like with Coach Weber and in the preparation of, I mean, is this almost like a Bridezilla kind of deal where everything's got to be perfect, and, you know, you're putting on this big show for a crowd in the big gym. So, you know, how has that been kind of following this? And again, I don't know what kind of arena y'all got to play in at UCLA, but, you know, what's Coach been like, and what's the players been like getting this thing all set up? And, you know, I mean, talking about a big presence on your social media team, and somebody who's been vocal and needs more credit, Emily, your SID, and then your choreographer. I mean, doing such a wonderful job with your, because you could tell a big difference.
Yeah.
Another thing, but after you answer, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Jackie and Emily are doing amazing. You know, just their work is exceptional with what they're doing with our social media and how they're bringing awareness to University of Arkansas Gymnastics. Other than that, you know, we're so blessed that we have so many people helping us out to organize everything to make it absolutely perfect when it comes to meet day, that we don't feel any added pressure. You know, us gymnasts, we are told to just stay normal, do what you always do. So there's no added pressure for us. We're just ready to go out there, have fun, and do what we always do.
I had to jump back a couple of subjects, in the fact that we seen what this team can be, and we knew for weeks all it took was the beam if you get the beam in order and really see the full potential of this team. So not only did you beat LSU, but that beam score was on point to where last year every beam score was 49 and above. So really bring it all together, win that meet, and know, all right, it's up from here.
Yeah. I mean, it's still early in the season. You know, we had a few jitters the first couple meets, and that's to be expected. We have a lot of young girls competing, but honestly, they're just like Lauren, they're like veterans. And after those few mistakes, they kind of got out of their system, and everyone's just so motivated to keep fighting and keep working every single day. And I've honestly never been on a more motivated team than the one I am on now.
Well, it's been a pleasure being able to follow y'all this year, and I'm going to, try my best, barring the weather, to get up to the meet this Friday and catch everything. It's about an hour on the 49, and I feel like the tunnel's going through the north wall at Game of Thrones, because it's just a huge difference between the south side and the north. So, again, congratulations on all your success coming to Arkansas. And really, I mean, everybody, all the fans, it's once you're a hog, you're always a hog. So you've already been in the fan base. Every time we post, it's always positive vibes. So we really appreciate you coming in and being a Razorback.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for your support. Thank you for having me on. I hope to see you all at Bud Walton Arena this Friday.
All right, Bud Walton Arena this Friday. Hey, they had 10 grand last time. Let's get 15. Let's beat LSU not only at the meet, but let's beat their record. So,
yes.
For Norah Flately, I'm Porter Hayes. That will do it for another episode of Sports Report. We will catch you on Sunday to recap all the things going on with the Razorback sports.
Thank you. Bye.